I have just a handful of slides I was going to walk through before we get through our to our main set of speakers. When I was trying to run a thread through the theme, that was the collection of speakers that are here for this particular session in this track. To me, it felt like we're talking about delivering a real-world service at scale requires more than a VNF. So you think you have a VNF and you know you've solved the problem. I think as we go through each of the speakers, you're going to hear a theme that it takes more than that, and each of them will bring their own unique perspective based on their organization and their experience about that. We have a nice collection of speakers, and Mark Sanders from Telstra is going to kick it off for us, and then we're going to go to Leon, I'm going to try this, Xiaoshang, and then we'll go to Rudy and Sumit, who are going to talk to us from VMware. We'll go to Nicholas Thomas, who also give us a chat and a perspective from MEF, Secus, and Fortinet. And then finally, we'll have the technology panel. From a framework perspective, I was chairing some of the work we were doing with the ETSI ZSM, Zero Touch Services Management, on Monday. And the ETSI ZSM certainly has its own version of an automation framework, but as a company, ACG, this is our framework. And the point here is, of course, that we have templates and models, and those drive service orchestration and SDN control and spin up virtual functions and the underlying virtual infrastructure manager and the NFVI under that. But there's a lot happening on the right-hand side of this chart that is proving increasingly interesting, which is how do I extract and store data, and how do I take this sea of data and find some golden nuggets of information in there and intelligence that I can use and apply to the network to make intelligent decisions or to augment human decisions and human actions that would be taken on the network. And this is the framework and the approach that we always, ACG Research, we bring to the table. I had one slide that I wanted to share with you from a research project that we did earlier this year. And this research project was around automation and what are the drivers, challenges, opportunities in automation. And you can go to Sienna's website and you can actually download the report. It's been a while for it to get posted there, but it's a gated report available for download, and there's a blog there as well, and there's more of this type of information. There's a press release, there's an audio podcast, and some of the rest. But we tried to hone in on motivations, challenges, and those types of topics with this primary research. Plus we conducted, in addition to surveys, we conducted interviews with a number of executives. And I think the point I just wanted to make in showing you this particular slide is that what is driving, or what are the drivers behind what we're all trying to achieve. This data is recent and fresh, and the drivers certainly are faster service delivery, happier customers with a better net promoter score, for those of you familiar with that term. We want to launch new services faster, and we want a more agile operations organization. Cost is certainly in here, and everyone certainly is conscious of both their capital and their operational costs. And as operational costs have continued to go up, that's definitely one of the goals. But as we all know, with disaggregation and with the work we've been doing, we ultimately have to apply some automation tools and some of those techniques in order to drive those operational costs down. And if you just focused on operational costs, you could do that easily with restructuring or with other draconian techniques like that. But what's nice in this slide and what's nice in the information we found is I think everybody's thinking has really matured to the point where it is about agility and faster services and more services and competing in a global marketplace. And if I do the right things for that, I'll get the benefits of cost reduction and cost improvements as well. That is literally the last slide for me.